Be me. Levelate artist child. Go hang out with kids in the neighborhood. Guy on corner always calls us over and gives us soda and talk about his time in the war. Today he invites us inside and says he's got a cool python he wants to show us. Oh cool. A real fucking snake. Go inside. See his wife on the couch and she says hello. See snake in glass tank. Rush over to tube puppy. Stare at it in wonder and amazement. Fucking cool snake. Stare for what feels like hours and start feeling weird. I feel like I'm dirty and I start to tear up. Quickly leave the house. Go home and change my clothes and sit in the bathtub wondering what the fuck happened. Start having sex dreams involving the same python. Specifically a blowjob. Deal with it for years. Jerk off to scaly porn. For an unrelated reason I decided to see a hypnotist to see if I have any blocked or missing memories. Find out what really happened. Go see snake. Turn back and dude and his wife are on the couch. Hey kid, come watch this cool movie. I ordered pizza. Oh shit. Sit in between them. End up getting head from his wife while he watched. Ended up crying and the wife felt guilty and stopped. Guy gets pissed off bad and shoves me out of the house. So what's the supernatural take on this? Reposting from other thread. Be me. Mother and grandmother breed Persian cats to sell. We keep some, sell most. Not all of them survive. One litter is born with a black cat in it. Black cat dies very early. Years go by, the cats started to age. Every time one of them is going to die, we see a black cat 3 days before. Mother saw black cat run into dining room, followed it in, nothing there. 3 days later a cat dies. I was 10 when I saw it. Was fussing a cat on grandmother's dining room floor. Looked up at dining table and saw a black cat washing itself on a basket of washing. Turn away, get up to fuss it, it's gone. Thought it was one of her other cats, she had a lot. Go looking for the cat I thought it was, asleep at other end of house. Get phone call from mom that one of the cats is missing at home. We find it, she was hiding to die, had to take her to the vets where she was put down. The cat I thought it was at my grandmother's house, was her mother. Worse yet. Cousin, is 5 years old. Heard giggling upstairs, playing alone. Aunt goes upstairs to check on her, who were you talking to? Cousin says she was playing with the black cat, and it was their cat's brother. 3 days later, their cat is hit by a car. I used to see shadow people, ghosts about my house. I've seen things move on their own in my house, nothing big, nothing too aggressive. I learned the shadow people don't like people to be too loud at night, found that out when a trophy landed on me. Be me. Mother and grandmother breed Persian cats to sell. We keep some, sell most. Not all of them survive. One litter is born with a black cat in it. Black cat dies very early. Years go by, the cats started to age. Every time one of them is going to die, we see a black cat 3 days before. Mother saw black cat run into dining room, followed it in, nothing there. 3 days later a cat dies. I was 10 when I saw it. Was fussing a cat on grandmother's dining room floor. Looked up at dining table and saw a black cat washing itself on a basket of washing. Turn away, get up to fuss it, it's gone. Thought it was one of her other cats, she had a lot. Go looking for the cat I thought it was, asleep at other end of house. Get phone call from mom that one of the cats is missing at home. We find it, she was hiding to die, had to take her to the vets where she was put down. The cat I thought it was at my grandmother's house, was her mother. Worse yet. Cousin is 5 years old. Heard giggling upstairs, playing alone. Aunt goes upstairs to check on her, who were you talking to? Cousin says she was playing with the black cat, and it was their cat's brother. 3 days later, their cat is hit by a car. I'm glad we don't have those cats anymore. I have time. I'll write it out. Be me, 10 years old at mobile home camp for a week. Go out on bike, meet some other kids. Kids asks to ride my bike. Don't know him. but don't want to be rude. Say I can't let him use it because it was so expensive. He asks how much. 10-year-old me goes like $100. Him and the other kids laugh. $100? That's not expensive. Kids laugh and ride off. I feel like a moron. That night I could go back in time and make friends with those kids. Wake up the next day. Mom is unpacking all the same shit she unpacked yesterday. In my head I'm able to predict things that will happen. Holy fuck me, wish came true.jpg. Go find the kids, knowing where they will be. Kid asks if he can ride my bike. I say yes. Join his friends group. There was like 10 of us and we had the time of our lives in that week, and then we all left camp and went our separate ways. Never tried it again, just thankful I got to go back once. I know this isn't as glamorous as some of the stuff posted here, but it spooked me good. Apologizes since I'm a bad storyteller. Be me, 10 years old. Visiting grandpa's farm. Decide to walk along the fence with my two cousins, 7 and 8. See a goat outside the perimeter and decide to approach it. Looks a little bit off. About the same size as a regular billy goat, but it had no horns or ears. Bug-eyed. Neck looked weird, like the neck was upside down but the head was on straight. Goat stares at us with bulging eyes and not bleeding. Breathes like a person. I know this sounds odd, but try to hear yourself breathing slowly. I can't think of another way to describe it. Keep looking at it and noticing subtle details that make it look wrong. Gut feeling tells me to GTFO. Goat approaches me and pokes its head through the fence. Shiver runs down my spine. Tell my cousins to keep walking along the fence. Hear the goat walking a few feet behind us. Whisper them to run back to Granddad's home at the count of 3 and don't look back. Look back while running away and it's no longer there. Tell Granddad about it. He says he doesn't own a goat matching my very specific description of it. Grandma burned so much incense the house was practically hotboxed. Hangs cross on front door. Never see goat again. Alright, I figured this would be a good time to post about a spooky experience I had in New Mexico. Be me. Driving back from Colorado with my high school friend, let's call him Jake. It's about 2 a.m. and Jake wants to get some gas, so he tells me he is going to fill up at the next gas station. We see a single big illuminated sign with the word gas. Driving through small town. All the houses are deserted, boarded up, abandoned cars. Shit's creepy AF. I find it odd that not a single house has their lights on nor any working cars parked in front. Pull up to gas station as this is the only thing that is providing us light. Jake is the type where he doesn't trust gas pumps, so he goes inside to pay. Jake comes back, says nobody is in the gas station. I asked him if he checked the bathroom and he said there was nobody in there at all. Jake gets a weird vibe and was about to pay when he turns towards me and says, "Do you think we should just go?" I replied, "What do you mean?" Jake said, "I just have a weird feeling being here." Jake gets back in the car and we just drive fast half out of there. A few months pass and Jake tells me if I remember the town we came across. He said he drove by there again coming back home from Colorado, and he swears that the town was full of people, houses not boarded up, and that gas station was no longer there. I am not sure what to make of this. The feeling we got being there, it felt as if we slipped into another reality and our internal alarm bells were just ringing for us to get TF out of there. Okay, I feel an urge to share this here even if I got to talk it out with a few friends. Know about DMT from past decade from other people, online. Past bad experience, first time smoking weed. Decide to never do any psychoactive drugs, especially not DMT. Years pass, life changes. Be me last weekend. Friend offers DMT. Yeah, why not? Perfectly aware of hindsight irony and lingering apprehension. Friend has me prepare by reading trip reports. Read good and bad trips. Mentally prepare for turn for either. Prepare to expect unexpected. Next day do the thing. First smoke out of regular pipe to ease into it. No intense nope reaction. Go ahead and take second hit from oil pipe. Wait for stark perceptual or perspective change. Pre-present brain weirdings of the day turns up on the dial from a 3 to a 7. Oh. PFFT. Be me an Israelite. Go travel through the desert alone using my donkey. Pass by a ghost town. Tell myself while this town is so dead I doubt God can revive it. Stop for a rest. Park my donkey. I bring out my food. Too tired to eat I slumber. I wake up. Well, my donkey died and only his bones left. Suddenly a voice talks to me. Look at your donkey, how we revive it. Bones get up and meat grows on them, then skinned, and my donkey is back alive. The voice tells me to check my food, how it didn't spoil. While my food is still new. I am so confused, but well, let's go back home. I arrive home, people are freaked when I greet them and tell them my name. They tell me to stop impersonating a man who died 100 years ago. I don't understand, tell me what happened. Be me growing up in rural Indiana. Mom raises rabbits that I show in 4 hours. The live and steel hutch cage is next to one of the barns. Hillbilly neighbors don't feed their dogs and let them roam the street. They kill 2 to 3 of our rabbits, blood and guts and fur all over the cages. Mom and Dad warn them to lock their dogs up, but they don't. One day Mom is out feeding the animals and yells anon. Shotgun. Backyard. I grab my 12 gauge I use for skeet shooting and run toward the rabbits. One neighbor dog has its head in a cage shaking the rabbit to death. Other dog is standing nearby. Yell, the dogs go to run. Blam. A red flower blossoms on the dog's hip. Momentum takes it another 30 to 40 feet before it collapses. Bright red blood is pouring from its mouth and it's whining like a puppy. It didn't understand what it did wrong or why it's in pain, it was just hungry. Don't want it to suffer, so I rack another shell and aim for the head from about 50 feet away. Hit it in the chest and it dies, instantly. I flirt with a QT 3.14 at a school function and sleep like a baby that night. Mom and I bury the dead dog in the fence row. Don't fuck with my rabbits.